Hello Drive Radio fans, Richard Rush here today with one of my good friends, Walt McLean, behind the camera. And today we are doing the long review of the 2014 Range Rover Sport V6 Supercharged HSE. I know that's a long, cumbersome name. That's how it's written on the window sticker, so that's how I'm portraying it to you. But let's kind of get into part of that name, the V6 Supercharged. This puts out over 300 plus horsepower. Works tremendously well. You step on the gas and this thing goes. It will take you wherever you need to go. We'll get into some of the other features here in a second as far as the off-road, but overall this engine works well. We were able to average about 24-25 miles per gallon, mostly city driving with some highway in there, but overall this car works tremendously well. This car as it sits is $73,125, but as the base price, that's including some options, which includes some different interior packages, the heat seaters, so on and so forth. This package this car base price is $62,600, so just over $62,000, which for a luxury car and for this car, you're gonna find that hard to beat. So with that being said, let's take a walk around the car, and the first thing I'll point out as Walt gets a little bit closer here to show the headlights is the headlights. The LED rings around here and the LEDs right up the side here give this car a unique look driving down the road. You can tell if it's a Range Rover without even seeing the Range Rover on the front end here. Looks great. I got several comments about how good the headlights and taillights look. As you also notice the Land Rover badging. Range Rover is just a Land Rover, the luxury version of that in the luxury brand. But as we kind of take a look around the car here, I will point out some of the different aspects of the car. I mean, this is just some aesthetics, but I like the look of it. It gives it its own unique, how do you say, kind of look going down the road. You can tell what this car is, gives it a nice, honestly, an aggressive look in my mind. As you kind of go down, you can see the different lines that are here that are just specific to the Range Rover. In my opinion, gives this car look, nice look, great look, really looks awesome in my opinion. And the ride quality is something that obviously is just what you would expect of a $73,000 car. Is awesome. But the different modes that you can select, we'll show you when we get to the interior. The auto mode is great at selecting from the different terrains, or if you're off-road and you're doing sand, snow, dirt, mud, whatever you might be doing, it is something that you can auto select, and this car does great at. It does have the full-time four-wheel drive capability on it. It's already on it. You can't really get out of it, which honestly in my opinion is nice. It gives you the option to raise and lower the car depending on if you're going into a parking garage or maybe going over some big rocks. Has a some great functionality in it that you wouldn't expect from a luxury sport car, and that sport, obviously, that name gives you the extra added power. But as we kind of come around to the back end, I apologize for it being a little dirty. It's been a real wet and rainy here in Colorado, but again, you can see the back end. Some of the tail lights just give that unique Range Rover, Land Rover look to it. Overall, really do like the look of this car. Look and feel of it is awesome to drive, awesome to take people around, and got several compliments about how this car drives, the interior, how nice it is, and for the price, which is under that $75,000 mark, it's still and it's, to some people it may not seem it, still relatively affordable. But with that being said, we'll jump in, take a drive, come back and show you the interior. All right fans, we're in the driving portion now. We're going to kind of do a different take on this. We're going to actually do it from the back seat just to show you all the different features that we're able to do as driving. And I will point out a couple things before we take off. Number one is the moonroof we kind of talked about. It does have a privacy shade, if you can kind of see it as it comes up. And what's nice about the privacy shade is it blacks the entire car out if you want it to be. So you don't want any light coming in from the top, you can do it. There's a few holes, or you can just push it back a little bit and maybe you just want the front seat to have it. Okay, so then stop it and it works like that. It works really well. Nice feature. I love the full moonroof that Land Rover, Range Rover offers. But as we get driving here, I will show you the reverse camera here. And as you see, one nice feature that we do like is it does change. It shows you where you're going as you turn the steering wheel. A nice feature that's not on all the cars we drive. So something that we do enjoy when it is available. But as we kind of take a look here, I will show you as we kind of go forward, do our best to show you the ride quality of this. And this car does have the auto stop functionality. It's hard to kind of show you with the in the space that we are and the time that we have, but I just want you all to know it does have that. If you're interested, go test drive it. But we are going over some decent sized bumps, and Walt's kind of just trying to do his best to hold the camera steady, but really it's not too difficult. This car does drive smooth. It's not quite as smooth as the last Range Rover that we were able to review, but it still is for once again, under $75,000, pretty smooth. As you go down the road, this is a very rough, paved road, but overall it's a smooth ride. Back there, Walt kind of riding. Walt, how does it feel back there? Is it pretty smooth?
It's not too bad, other than the giant potholes that we're going through.
That's right. Other than the potholes, it's pretty smooth. And I'll kind of show you here as we get on it here. You can feel it kick in. You kind of saw the camera go back a little bit. This car does have a lot of power. We're able to average at 25 miles to the gallon per trip here. Works really well overall. But overall, the interior features, we'll go over that here in a second more in depth when the car is stopped. But overall, really works well. The car drives well. System is easy to operate. Feels great. If you're kind of bringing whether some kids or whatever it might be around, or maybe you just want that nice luxury SUV, this is the car for you. Great car. Can't speak highly enough about it. Works tremendously well. Everything on it is great. I don't know how else to say it other than that. The infotainment system, and we're kind of coming up here, you can go to whatever you want, go to the home mode, you can go to the navigation system. They all work well. It moves back and forth well. The system is just overall designed really well. The dual climate controls, all that. With that being said, we'll head back to stop, check out the trunk, check out the interior, and wrap up. All right, fans, we're back from the driving portion. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and as we always say, and some of you may be getting sick of it, go out and drive this car yourself. Not only this car, but any of the other cars we review, or any car that you may be interested in. Don't just take our word for it. We're just one opinion, and you may agree with us, you may not agree with us, whatever it might be, but go out and drive this car, see how it feels. To us, this may be the best car in the world. To you, it may not be. You may just not like that one thing about it that just sets you off. But anyways, that being said, we'll take a look at the trunk as we always do. And one thing about the Range Rover, as always, you just hit the button and it's going to open automatically for you. And actually, the other day we came up to the car was locked. As long as you have the keys in your pocket, it will open. But as we get in here, I know it's hard to see with the lighting today. It's not the best. There's ample space in here, plenty of space to put your car, some different luggage, some different whatever it might be, groceries. Nice privacy screen that you can actually pull here. And something is nice here, I don't know if you can see this wall, is this right here makes it look like this is one solid piece, but really as soon as you put your hands in, that just folds down. It's kind of a subtle little feature that you may not get on a different car model, but with the Range Rover, Land Rover, you're definitely going to get that. But and once again, as well, you can see up here, the trunk has the automatic hatch close, which you push down and goes down. Obviously great, and you will notice you can't hear it. There's no beeping, there's no notice. You can't even hardly tell the trunk's closing. But with that, let's head to the back seat real quick and we'll show you what that looks like. And as we hop in here, as always, this seat is pretty far back. Now, it's all the way back, and there's not a lot of space. I'm about 5'9", 5'10", not a lot of space here, but there's a lot of space up front in the for the passenger to move their seat up. But overall, there's not really many back seat luxuries. There's no heated seats. There is, I don't know if, Walt, if you can get this, the sunroof does go all the way back here, right here, which is really nice. We'll kind of show you here in a second what that looks like, but really is nice. Love that feature about it. Love the trim around here, this nice wood trim, the leather, just overall extremely high quality material. Something about Land Rover and Range Rover that they just, obviously they do that well. And when you're spending just under $75,000 for a car, you expect to get that. So I'll open the door here for Walt. He'll hop in the front seat and I'll hop around and I'll take it back from there. You let it roll and just hop in the front. All right, fans, as we get into the front seat and Walt's able to climb in here in a second, we'll kind of show you some of the different features here on the interior. Obviously, it does have push button start, has some of the nice features in it in regards to some automatic wipers, obviously the heated seat. This is not different, but just a different selector. This is similar in some of the other luxury cars we've had, where it's not a typical gear selector. Your park is just pushing this button right here, and your drive and other controls are just pulling back. Kind of a cool thing. I did mention as we kind of get the car started here, I will point this out, is this is the auto mode where we talked about you can select the different modes here. If you push it down, it stays there. It means it's on auto terrain select. If you let it come up, this means you can select the special programs, is what Land Rover, Range Rover calls it. Is it able to select special programs? You can see the infotainment system. Really do like the way that Land Rover, Range Rover does it. It works well. It is not a cumbersome system. Once you get used to it and get the feel for it, it works really well. As you can kind of see, and I'll take it here and kind of show you the Siri, and also show you when push that mode down, you can see what it selects, and then when we change the selection, it does change with us when you do move that little bar. But the system, it's kind of hard to show you all the different features that are in here. Once again, we highly recommend that you go drive this and check these cars out firsthand. Great interior, the glove box, I mean, some nice features. The glove box, the button for that is down there, so you don't have cumbersome buttons. The white leather, or the cream colored leather, really does look nice, looks great. The wood paneling, if you're able to pull this forward, just gives us a nice clean look. Overall, I can't say enough good about this car. Really did love it, enjoyed the drive, enjoyed with it. My dad was able to enjoy the drive. He really did like how this car felt, how this car drove down the road. Overall, a nice car. If you're in the market for this car, highly recommend go drive it. You're not going to be disappointed. But with that being said, again, this is the 2014 Range Rover Sport V6 supercharged HSE package. This is one of our multiple car reviews that we do. We try and get one up for you guys every week. Check us out on YouTube, Drive Radio, no spaces. If you're on YouTube, head to our website, drive-radio.com. We have all our reviews on there, as well as other helpful pieces of information. If you're in the Denver market, check us out here on AM 560 The Source every Saturday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. If you're not here in the Denver market, check us out on the web at 560thesource.com or on the TuneIn app. You can find us there every Saturday. But again, this is Richard Rush with Drive Radio, reviewing the 2014 Range Rover Sport. Thanks, and God bless.